Don't. I just want to. Up and down like Tio Chico, my bang.
Yo, 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 what is up? What is going on, people? Welcome back. It is another episode of the O.O.C. Got the usual suspects in the house. My boy Roberto, JG Shaolin.
Salute.
Roberto, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Well, you can find us here Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. Me, my boys, them. You could also find me sometimes on Saturday, soon to come to an end, on Square One with my boys, them, Danny and Chris.
Absolutely 100%. JG, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. What? Thank y'all for coming in. You can catch me here live Wednesday nights on the O.O.C. with the host Nzo, aka the Abbott, and the Osiris of the Split King, the Professor of Ganja, alongside the co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry. And Saturday, Square One with the host, the man, the myth, the amazing man himself, Dr. Stacey Illiski, suffers from that realness, talking that real shit. Danny, if you smell what he's cooking. And I got to shout out my uncle, Mateo. We got an album coming out pretty soon. We're working on the first track. Alleyways, Pour Me Luna. Check it out. Check his channel out, the GGC, Grumpy Gaming channel. We do gaming, we do music, we do everything over there. Check us out.
Oh, okay, wait a minute.
I plugged him in.
No.
You did a thumbs down. I had to plug him in. I said, okay.
No.
Canadian, Canadian, New York hat wearing. That's why it says Nzo wishes he is from New York. Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Hold on. How long you been on the O.O.C.?
I don't know.
What's this about, an album? What?
Dude, don't I got look.
You
I got
spitting
skills. I got skills, my guy.
All right,
Not rap.
all right.
Not rap.
Oh.
We still working on the track. We still working on it. But
So-
it's gonna come out. That single's gonna come out soon.
So what are you doing? Singing?
No, you gonna hear it, man. You
No,
gonna
yeah,
hear it?
yeah.
It's a mix of that Cuban vibe with that southern soul.
Oh, yeah?
Very, very interesting. Hey, you learn something new every day. Now we get back to this fucking New York shit. First off, motherfucker, I wear Expo caps too. All right, it ain't just fucking New York.
I only
all right?
see you wear that Expo hat once.
No,
I don't even
you only
remember when to
noticed
see
the
you that.
Expo hat. You only noticed the Expo hat once, motherfucker. But yes, I got an Expo hat that I be busting out on here too. All right, so let's get that straight first. You hear this guy, Roberto?
I hear you, man. I seen you sporting the Expo hat.
You see?
Well, privately.
See, that's why Roberto's my
Pretty envious
co-host.
myself because, I had one and I got all salted up and shit, so...
This motherfucker don't know. I got like 3 of them. Like I wear 3 different ones. I wear
3?
the brown one.
You got about 3 of those hats, but you got 20 New York hats.
Whatever, man.
I'm on New York. I think
I'd argue with him there.
It just happens that the New York caps happen to have the colors that I like. I mean, look at this fucking sweater that I'm wearing, and then look at this hat. Like the colors are exactly the same. This. So it's like,
You
all
know
right.
what? I think that would go with the San Diego Padres. Not to throw any salt on your shit, but
What do you mean?
Same color.
Get
San
'em.
Diego. I think that's the original color.
Oh, well, you could probably get one in that color because I've seen other cat hats in this color. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, fuck you, JG. You know, what up, though? But people, thank you for popping in. Let me get to Eli's comments real quick because we're going to get into that definitely. He said, LA fires, no water in hydrants. True. Multiple hydrants sharing same water source by multiple different firefighters, like poking multiple holes in a bucket, water runs out. Same thing happened during 89 SF quake. Yeah, I got you. We're going to get to that, Eli, because when I seen that shit, I was like, yo, bro, you're really trying to blame the fires on DEI? Like, is that what we're doing here? And then they also had the dude looting and they're like, "Oh, looting, the black people are doing it." Yo, trust me, bro. This is we can't get away from anything. You know what I mean? Not a damn thing. But I did have something I wanted to share to you guys. Let me find the video. Before we get into the jokes and stuff. Because this is a public service announcement. This is what I want you guys to listen to.
Explanations on why pork is forbidden in Islam and Christianity you didn't know about. 1. Pigs carry about 30 diseases which can easily be passed to humans. This is why Allah commanded us to not even touch their carcass. 2. Pigs are garbage guts. They'll eat their own feces and drink their own urine. 3. The pig is the only mammal that does not sweat, leaving the sweat and toxins to merge in its flesh. 4. When a pig dies, the maggots, bacteria, and insects eat its flesh faster than any other animal. 5. There is no safe temperature at which pork can be cooked to ensure that all these parasites and cysts will be killed.
And I'll show.
I'm still living. I've never got sick of eating pork. I'm still living. I got sick of chicken. I got sick of steak, fish, never pork.
Roberto?
I still gonna eat me some bacon.
After that, I said, you know what? I'm done. Even the bacon.
Like I said, I don't eat pork chops.
I do.
I don't think I eat anything pork other than pork in a wonton and pork bacon. Even I could even go with the turkey bacon because I've done it when I had to do that.
Yeah.
Eating healthy shit.
Yeah.
You know, if you put that shit in an air fryer, that shit is good.
Yeah, facts.
That shit.
I had some old people over there like, "Oh no, turkey bacon is nasty." I'm like, "No, it's not." Turkey
How they
bacon
making it? They're frying it?
I don't know.
If you fry it, it's gonna be nasty.
No, I fry it, but
you never air fried it, Nzo?
Crispy. Actually, no, I don't think I have.
Oh man, it's another level, man. Because you know, there's no oil.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Eli said, Nzo, be glad you're not American unless Trump makes you one. Yeah, he's not doing that. I told you I'm moving to Africa if that ever happens.
We got some hats coming out, man. You guys will see them soon.
Facts, Roberto. Dandelion said, good evening. Hey, Dandelion, what's up? Thank you for popping up. So many Canadian. Yeah, exactly. Eli said, give me bacon. Dandelion said, love good bacon. American bacon, not that Canadian round slap of meat. Okay, so first off,
you guys die for our bacon, man.
They think because yes, we have one that's called Canadian bacon and it's round, it looks like a piece of ham or whatever. That's not our bacon though. You know what I mean? That's Canadian bacon. No, we got the little strips of bacon. You know, we got the honey, not the honey, the hickory. Yeah, I know, bro. I know.
We got variety over here, you know.
Facts, 100%. But since you said that, Roberto, thank you for bringing that up because it was a good transition. And I know Danny was not here, but if you get to see it, check this one out.
Canada, right? They tell you to come here because, full of opportunities and employment. You gotta dress like this though. This is my first layer. This is my second layer.
Okay.
My third layer.
Canada?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
This is my fourth layer.
Oh, yeah. Get the fifth layer.
And then
JG, not the point
got
of the
pants,
video.
right? And if you got a big ass, good luck putting
Oh,
that shit
let's
on.
see.
And then
Thick
I'm
on
not
the
even
front.
done yet. I'm just getting
Edmonton?
started. Oh my god. It's okay. I'm just gonna take off the. There's another
Go ahead.
layer.
Take your time.
It's stuck. Oh.
Focus, JG. Focus,
Yeah,
JG.
I didn't look her up. Yeah. Just.
You really want to come to Canada, Salio? You want to come here to study in Canada? You want to leave 45 degrees in Bombay to come to this shit? Ajo, come.
God dang, she fine.
JG, not the point of the video, homie.
I know the point, but I had to go look her up. Good gracious.
Where's she staying, yo?
That's what I'm looking
Somewhere
for.
in Canada.
It's got to be Saskatchewan or Edmonton or somewhere, some flatlands, because I never had to dress like that over here.
Yes, sir.
I kind of dress like that now. You know, I put on jogging pants under my jeans. I have on a t-shirt, a sweater, and then I put on
You
a
see how
little
much stuff
jacket.
she took off, Fonzo? She
Yeah,
had
I know,
on
I
like
know.
5 pairs of
Yeah.
pants. Come on,
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah.
Come on.
But they were thin though, right? So if you put like one thick like jogging pants on under your clothes and then put on the pants and you know your regular pants or whatever, you should be good, you know. But yeah, I feel you. I feel.
It says
Steve
she's an
Ryder.
actor in casual comic, fitness and adventure, and she does
Steve
real
Ryder
estate.
said, hello, brother. Would it be okay if Terrence joins? I'm gonna hop in the shower, but if you and the humans on the panel are okay with it, I would love to join you guys. Yeah, absolutely. You could pop in, brother. No problem. I'll send you the link. I will definitely send you the link. Eli said, I wore 3 pants, 5 shirts, 2 socks, and was still cold at the Arctic Circle. Well, you're at the freaking Arctic Circle, bro. Like, so first off, who even goes to the Arctic Circle for a vacation? You know what I'm saying, Roberto?
And who brings a shirt? I'll be bringing pure sweaters. Where are you going in a shirt?
Dandelion said, we have excellent bacon. Yes, we do, Dandelion. But that pig, you know what? Because I know you just came in. I'm gonna play the video again. This is for you pig lovers out there, all right?
Explanations on why pork is forbidden in Islam and Christianity you didn't know about. 1. Pigs carry about 30 diseases which can easily be passed to humans. This is why Allah commanded us to not even touch their carcass. 2. Pigs are garbage guts. They'll eat their own feces and drink their own urine. 3. The pig is the only mammal that does not sweat, leaving the sweat and toxins to merge in its flesh. 4. When a pig dies, the maggots, bacteria, and insects eat its flesh faster than any other animal. 5. There is no safe temperature at which pork can be cooked to ensure that all these parasites and cysts will be killed.
And I'll show something like this, and then people will still defend how pork is good for them.
You too.
This is why Yahuwah says that we should not eat.
Gigi, you all right?
Yep. Oh, my bad, man. I was busy looking at cake over here. My fault.
If you want to know that her YouTube channel is Perky.
Oh, yes. Let's see.
Yeah, but the part that got me, because I know about the pigs and they eating their own stuff, and it was at no temperature was it safe with the parasites. That's the part that got me. That's the part that got me to the point where I'm like, you know what? As much as I love me some bacon, I think I'm done with bacon too, bro. I think I'm done with bacon. Like bacon, because I don't eat any other pork, so I think I'm gonna cut down on the bacon. You know, especially when you get to like our age, like you gotta be careful with the stuff you eat, man. I don't want to put no nasty ass bacon in there. I think I got 1 pack left, so we'll probably make a meal with that 1 pack of bacon, and that's it. That's it. I'm gonna go out with a one more. You know what I mean? My last hurrah with bacon. So I'm done with it. I can't do it no more. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, guys. So you know how we do over here. We got a couple of great topics, but we also have some jokes that I have here. And let's see what we got. So first off, check this out. This Mama Savage.
Please stop by unannounced. So what? You're my mother.
It's only common courtesy you should call first.
All right, I'll call you next time.
Nope, you're going to call this time.
What?
We're going to practice. Get out your phone.
Practice? I don't need to practice.
Call me.
Oh, I'm talking to you right here. This is ridiculous.
I'm going to show you how this goes. Get out your phone.
Oh my God, you're fucking losing it, dude. You are losing it. You gonna answer?
Oh, shh, quiet for just a minute. I have a call. Hello?
Hey, Mom, I was just wondering if I could stop by.
Right now is not really a good time. I'll give you a call later.
Why are you like this? What the fuck?
What do you think, Roberto? you good?
Sketch, right?
What's that?
It's a sketch. It's planned out, right?
It has to be.
All these guys think they're fucking Hollywood now.
It has to be.
Let me see that shit through at least a ring, so I could say their doorbell filmed this and they're maybe actually doing this.
That's what it is, though. It is from the ring. It is from the camera.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the house camera. Now it could be still set up that way. You know what I mean? Because people do that shit for clicks and giggles. But just imagine you going to visit your mom and she's like, "Hey, you gotta call me before you can come to my house." Wait, what?
But you know, what? I kind of believe in that because that's the way I kind of grew up. You just don't show up at people's house. You always call first.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, but your parents?
Even my parents. I'll call my parents. Coming by. If I'm in the hood and I'm walking through, I'll ring the doorbell. You know, I probably have my own key. I'll just walk right in.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So if you had your own key, you'd walk right in, or?
Yeah, because they know I have my own key.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, I guess it's common courtesy to call.
When I ring the doorbell, you know, because my dad may be walking around happy.
Yeah. I feel you.
I don't care how old we are. I don't need to see that shit.
I feel you. All right. So I'm gonna test you guys' blackness.
Black people eat at potlucks.
True or false?
Yes, I do.
Roberta?
Who potluck are we talking about, though?
Just any and any
potluck. I don't necessarily eat at potluck unless I know what's happening.
I mean, everybody eats at potluck, so I guess it's true. I eat at potlucks a lot.
True or false? We eat at everyone's house. Ask us politely.
No. False.
If I tell you I'm 15 minutes away, how far? When am I arriving to you?
Long time.
About an hour or two later. I'm just around the corner. Hour later.
Maybe 15 to 20 minutes.
If I say I'm 30 minutes away, how far am I really away?
Hour and a half.
Finish this phrase.
The voice got it sounded similar, you know?
Could be, Roberto.
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It's not like we ever seen JG, you know what
You
I
seen
mean?
me once. You had a clip.
I am sick and tired of
being sick and tired.
You messing around?
I am sick and
tired.
If a black person says, keep it up, what should you do?
Stop.
You better. Yep.
I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
You're invited to a party. What's the first question you're asking?
Roberto?
Where the liquor at?
JG?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who all over there?
Finish this phrase. God is good.
All the time.
Great.
Yeah.
I actually don't know it.
Finish this phrase. God is good.
God is great.
Oh, what?
Or hold on, wait. All the time. And
There
then
you go.
all the time, God is good. Either way.
Name a Kool-Aid flavor.
Red.
Okay.
That's what black people say, red.
Great.
Watermelon.
What you say?
Red.
If I say, let me hold this $5 till tomorrow, when am I paying it back?
Never.
Roberto?
Yeah, right.
Hopefully tomorrow.
If you are playing outside as a black child, how do you know what time it is to come inside?
Oh, street lights come on.
Jeez, JG's on point.
Your mom calls you for dinner, maybe.
Oh, you're playing outside. How do you know it's time to come inside?
I don't know.
You playing outside. When do you know that it's time to come in?
When the street lights come on.
If you're going into the grocery store with your black mom, what are you getting?
Damn.
What are you getting?
What did she say?
If you're going to this grocery store with your black mom, what are you getting?
Nothing.
What up, Duan? What up,
Actually,
Baza?
nothing. No, no.
Not for sure. I don't know.
Who is Boo Boo the Fool?
Boo Boo the
Who's Boo Boo the Fool? I didn't even know this one.
I know people say you think I'm Boo Boo the Fool. I hear that all the time.
Fool?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You see people running. What questions do you ask?
None. You run.
Asks
What?
us politely.
What's that, Roberto?
You run.
Facts. I think I passed, so I went back.
What are you getting?
I'm not for sure. I don't know.
If I say I'm around the corner, where am I? What is it?
A minute away.
Okay.
2 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah, at
If I
home.
say I'm around the corner, where am I? If I tell you I am 15 minutes away, when will I arrive?
What up, Danny?
After 15 minutes?
If I tell you that I'll be there in 15 minutes, what time will I be there?
We didn't even leave the house yet. We getting ready.
That's a fact, bro. That is a
What up,
fact.
B?
You know
What
who
up,
used to do that a lot?
Who's
You know who
that?
used to do that a lot? Yeah, your brother. Your brother. Oh my God.
My
Yo, bro,
brother
where you
was
at?
the worst.
Yo, bro, where you at?
I don't know how you have friends, man.
Yeah, I'm
JG.
coming, bro.
He told Anzo, yo, come check me at 8:30. We're going out.
Facts.
Anzo reached there 8:30. My brother's going in the shower.
Just getting in the shower.
He puts on Biggie. He's in there for an hour and a half singing all the
Facts.
songs.
Facts.
I'm like, man, I don't know how you have friends still, man.
Facts.
There's no way I'm coming at your house the time you tell me.
100%, bro. Oh my God, it was so annoying. Here's another one for you guys.
Whoa, hey, whoa, whoa, man, what happened? What's going on here? When black people start running, you start running. This is crazy. You don't look. Only white people look. No questions asked. That's how people die in the movies. I was trying to protect you. That's how people get killed.
That's
no
good.
creases.
I told you, Anzo.
You don't look.
You run, nigga. You run. You ask questions when you get far away, yo.
Facts. I remember one time we went to Jump Up, right? And we walking in the crowd, me, your brother, your cousin, everybody. We just walking in the crowd, and then we see the crowd just start to run, bro. We just turned around and started running too. Like, what are we running from? I don't know, but I don't want to get trampled. You know what I mean? So yeah, you don't ask no questions. You run with that crowd, bro. 100%.
More times than
100%.
people were running by me, it was gunshots.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You didn't even ask
That's what it was.
questions.
And he said
Got to the point
45
where
minutes to an hour. Yeah. Go ahead, Roberto. Sorry.
I was saying it got to the point it was happening so often we stopped running. And
Facts.
just knew it wasn't by us.
Facts.
You know?
That time question varies with me, depending on what direction I go, because some streets have hills. I got you. Anzo saying facts, facts, facts. The word facts is actually on your TV screen on a commercial after you ended the questionnaire video. Facts. Yeah, you're damn right. Facts is facts, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Shit. So we definitely got a great show for you today. But there's one thing that I wanted to talk about before we start on our topics, right? And I had actually posted this on Twitter, so I'm gonna see. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. Also, got to be careful with this damn Twitter. You know what I mean? Open it up, share screen, right here. All right. So you know this actor, right?
Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Jimon Honsu.
Yeah, that's it. Says he is definitely underpaid in the film industry, despite having been nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars twice and appearing in a myriad of blockbusters for DC, Marvel, and more, etc. But his quote is, Marvel and DC actor says he's struggling to make a living in Hollywood despite 2 Oscar nods. I'm sorry, but I can't. I was like, I can't feel sorry for this dude. I can't. He makes more in one movie than most people make in their entire life.
Yep.
And you telling me that you having an issue or you're struggling to make a living? I said, listen, I get it. I get you may not be getting paid what you're worth because a lot of back actors and actresses don't get paid what they're worth. But just change your means of living, bro. You give me 1 million, what, 20 million for one movie? And I'm Gucci. You know what I'm saying? I'm Gucci. I'm fine. I don't know. I just think a lot of these guys, like when they get these, it's like even like football and basketball players, they get that big check and all of a sudden it's just spend, 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 spend. And I remember when the NBA went on strike, it was like half of the NBA had to move back in with their parents. Like, what? So I don't know. I just don't feel like I have, like, you know what I mean? Like I can't feel sorry for that. What do you think, Roberto?
I don't know what kind of life he's living, but you got to stop crying when you're not making enough, man, and budget your shit like the rest of the world.
Facts. 100%.
Like we're supposed to feel sorry for you. We just bitched that you got rid of middle class. Now we're gonna feel sorry for the rich that aren't rich no more.
Facts, right? We're supposed to feel sorry for you because you ain't making more millions of dollars more. Like, get out of here with that shit, bro. JG,
doctors, bitch.
What's that?
That's given to the doctors, bitch.
Facts. JG, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know what his living lifestyle is, but I guess we was talking to Kamora Lee Simmons that time. That was a dig away, like, bro, your money's gone. I don't know anything about him personally. It's just my assumption, but sometimes you're an actor, especially his age, because his acting age where he is, he's like 80, 90 years old. Like he's been around for a while, even with 2 Oscar nods. I mean, so what? Right? You're like, you may have to just push your ego to the side, do some TV stuff. Or do some stuff you normally wouldn't do and go audition. Because I hear a lot of these when they do these interviews, they say, "Oh, audition! I'll audition for anything." Like you're supposed to be given a role because you got to. So what?
Yeah.
So what? Like get out there, go overseas, do some stuff. Like you did. People know who you are just by your face, your voice. People know who you are. So why you aren't getting these acting? I mean, it almost reminds me of when Jada Pinkett was talking about boycott the Oscars or whatever, because Will Smith didn't get nominated. Or what's that comedian name? I forget her name, but the one that wanted to sue Netflix or whatever because she didn't get the money. She thought she wanted.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm talking? I can't think of her
name.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to push your ego to the side. Like, you know what? You're old news at this point in your career. You want to rebrand yourself, get back out there, you have to do something maybe lower than you normally would. Get paid less. Monique, thank you, Danny. Get paid less than you normally would. Just the way it is. And when you take their acting gigs, that's your lifestyle. That's what you do. Your money's based on what you can get. If you can't get anything, man, you may have to go work at a grocery store. Like what's the name did? The one who used to be on the Cosby Show, they ended up being on Tyler Perry movie. They started doing other stuff.
Yeah.
You might have to do that for a little bit, and then you make an opportunity. Like acting is luck. By luck, you get these things.
Right. And you know what's funny too, right? Because if you look at like Adam Sandler, like this guy looks like he's broke when he's walking down the street. He makes way more money than this guy does, right? So
man, being Harlem over there playing ball with everybody else.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta be able to like trust me, Danny. If we got $20 million a movie, I'm life is great. I
Yeah.
don't need to have this big luck. And I think it's keeping up with the Joneses type of thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You're in Hollywood and you got to portray that role and stuff. But
You want somebody who's rich and humble? Look at Keanu Reeves, man.
him too.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Man takes subway,
Absolutely.
walks through the streets, no
Mhm.
security. He's
Mhm.
worth millions, millions, and millions.
Facts.
Because he's
Facts.
righteous, man. He does good for the people. He's not high on himself. Doesn't get involved in petty shit.
Facts.
Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest. I mean, this is me speaking. He's not that great of an actor.
No, he isn't.
He's not that great of an. He can't.
He's a good
I
person.
mean, not like Idris Elba, right? When he was on The Wire,
Mhm.
I didn't know that
Mhm.
fool was British until he fucked that interview. The
Yeah,
dude
yeah.
that's on The
Yeah, yeah.
Walking Dead, the black guy, I didn't know he was British or whatever the hell he was until
Morgan.
last
Yeah.
week.
Mhm.
I thought this man was American. I didn't know. G-Mon can't do different accents. He can't do. He's only one dude. He's not that great. So even though you do get good Oscar, you get were in good movies in those. Homicide, I think, may have been one.
Yeah, Homicide.
Some other movie, but dude, get over yourself. Do some TV. Do some commercials.
Mhm.
Freaking do where's he from? France? Wherever he from? Wherever they found him, go back over there and do some stuff. The money you have amassed to your career, hopefully you didn't spend all of it. You could have been making your own production, small productions, doing your own
Facts.
thing, so you're paying yourself.
Facts. 100%. What up, T Virus?
Hello, brother.
What's up, T Virus?
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
How you
Blood
doing?
Diamond. I don't even know if he was great in Blood Diamond. Like
Oh,
he had a scene, but I mean that's Leonardo DiCaprio's movie.
Is Blood Diamond what he won the other Oscar for then, or got the Oscar
Let me
nod
see.
for? I don't think so. What up, Terrence? You hear what we're talking about?
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
So you know what's his name? Jumanji, whatever this guy's name is. Played in Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord. Who are you? That guy. He's basically saying that he's struggling to make a living in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I have been following that, and it's unfortunate that he is struggling because he's been acting for 30 years. But even going back like 6 years ago, he has been talking about this, and he hasn't been paid at the rate that he should have been paid when you take in consideration all of the iconic classic movies that he's been in. He has not been paid the way that he should, and the reason why is because Hollywood does not care about black people. Like what they do is they will prop up a few at a time, but you will have a lot of black actors and actresses talking about this stuff on a regular basis that just from the residuals alone, Jamon Hansu should be fine just from that, not including what he should have been paid initially when he decided to do all these various projects and what they ended up being financially.
Absolutely. But
Yeah,
my
so his
thing is,
Oscars was In
Yeah, go
America
ahead.
and Blood Diamond for
Okay.
best supporting actor.
Okay.
Supporting actor.
Yeah.
Jima.
He got a nod. But even still, for me, I was just like telling these guys, I'm like, even though we all know, like you said, black actors don't get paid as much as they do. But if he got paid like 10 million for one movie, like I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be saying I'm struggling. I know I could make that 10 million work for me, right? And since you're not as an A-list actor, I would say you're probably a B-list more than anything. Man, you need to make that money work for you, bro. That's all I'm saying about it,
I understand what I've been hearing from humans, but a lot of them they fail to understand, what happens in a 30-year period and how the actors are being treated based upon who they are and what they allow to happen. So humans can mention that, sure, this person should have been using his money more wisely, so to speak, but they just don't understand the full totality of the situation. So I'm able to step outside of that and understand that humans need to focus on the real problem, which is how they treat black actors in Hollywood.
Well, that is a problem. It's always been a problem, right? But if you know that and you're in Hollywood, then that's on you that you struggling with the 10 million, right? If you know how they treat you in Hollywood and you know that you're not getting paid your worth, then you need to take that money that you have and make it work for you until your next role. You know what I mean? You can't be going out there and trying to live it up like you're living like, Keanu Reeves or all these guys who are making 20, 30 million a movie when you're not on their level. It's always, to me, it's about a level of things,
That
I
that
don't know.
that is why I was saying that I understand both sides, but the point is that if he were treated fairly with his pay, he would not be struggling.
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I see what you're saying, but
I mean,
that's a good point. And now I think it's good because I remember Taraji doing an interview talking about everyone that she has to pay before she gets her money.
Well, Taraji P is a different story because in most of her cases, her movies are flops, so she doesn't
That's true.
deserve to speak on that. But Jamon Hansu is a special case where if you've been watching movies for any length of time, you just know who he is. It's like, oh, he's that guy. Oh, he's that guy. So he actually deserves more money than he's been paid for the last 30 years.
Absolutely, 100%. That's not a doubt. That is not a doubt. But all I'm saying is that because you know what you're getting paid, you have to be able to take care of that money. You know what I mean? Like, but that was just a side topic I wanted to talk about, though.
For me, the only thing
go
that
ahead.
bothered me is the comment about affording to live.
Yeah.
Once you open that door, then you got to be open to scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when people start saying, well, how are you managing your money? How much money you have? We have to pose the questions that justify that comment. Based on his answers, I think our end result's going to be, well, you're living beyond your means, just like most people are. It's just you're making a hell of a lot more.
What else did I miss? Because I'm not on time for this particular show.
Oh no, that was the first one. That was the first one. Yeah, the next one I had, it's kind of the topic up there says, should a man have control over his wife? That was a subtopic. The real topic that I want to talk about, because last week we were talking about, man stuff, and Dandelion was like, oh, you guys demand too much from your women. And we're like, no, we didn't, right? So the topic really was like, what we need to make a man happy. You know what I mean? Like, how easy or how hard is it to make a man happy? So I'm gonna let you start on that one.
Why not JG? I'd love to hear JG start on that one.
Oh, okay, no problem. Then JG, you've been nominated to start on that one.
All right.
And I'm gonna look for your video. I'm gonna look for the video you used.
Yeah, if you play the video first, to give me a better way to go into it, because that video says a lot.
What's that?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Look at who?
The video?
Oh yeah, JG sent it in the chat there. And I gotta remember where I found it, but where I put it. Here it is. Shit. Oh man. Hold on. Sorry, chat. Just give me 1 second. Bring it up. What was it? And view tab and streamer. No, I want to share this tab. Hold on. Oh, okay, it's already up. It was already there. My bad. All right, let's do it.
Men are not that complicated.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's what women don't get. You got to make sure your man is good internally because the world beat them up every day. And if somebody calling, especially if the man making some money, everybody calling, can I get this? Can I get that? But nobody stopped to say, how is your day? Good morning, good afternoon. Simple shit like that means the world to men.
$1 billion.
Simple shit.
You get
like
it?
Y'all want to fuck a few bitches, but y'all want somebody that genuinely love you. So when you get me in your life, motherfucker, I'm gonna love the shit out of you. And you gonna know it though, like, because it's gonna be bigger than what money can do. It's gonna be bigger than all that different stuff. Men are not that complicated.
Yeah.
We really aren't.
Go ahead, Roberto.
Yeah, Roberto, go ahead.
But it's such a deaf topic that instead of fixing it, it gets more complicated.
100%. 100%.
I don't know why we're so confusing when we're so simple.
That's what I'm saying. I think women are way more complicated than we are, to be honest with you.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to, because I know guidelines in there, don't want to trigger nobody, but I'm just saying, like,
The police.
I'm just saying, like, we simple people, you know what I mean? Like, you come home from work, you don't want to get nagged. You know what I mean? Oh, remember when you said you were gonna do this, you didn't do that, motherfucker. I just got home. Let me chill a bit. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I just think it's. But JG, go ahead.
You know, when I saw that clip, I was like, man, when she first started, like, man, she's so on point because we're not complicated. Every time we tell you what we want, right? And it's like we said last week. You know, let me be vulnerable to you. Like, you know, we work. I'm not saying women don't work. I'm only speaking towards a man perspective right now. Men, we work our asses off. Not all, but as a whole. We come on, we deal with shit every single day at our jobs. We get talked down to by people we know we are better than, but because this is our job and we have to provide, we take it. And then come home and hear nagging, blah, 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 blah. It's like, look, chill out, right? You didn't cut the grass. Motherfucker, it's 12 p.m. It's hot. I'm not going out trying not to cut that grass. I'll do it when it's about 4 or 5 o'clock. When have you ever cut grass? Never. Shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing. Right? Yeah, that's a little side thing, but you know, we're complicated. And
all that under his breath.
Right? We're not complicated, right? You know, we, a lot of times when women, we would take the bare minimum. We would take the bare minimum out of a lot of women.
Yeah.
It's like, there's 10 things we want. Okay, well, she give us 2, we'll take it. With a lot of women, a man will give you 5 things out of 10. You argue about the 5 things you're not getting. That's not even worth it. Oh, I don't like his shoe size. Well, he ain't talking. Fuck that. Like, it's so ridiculous. And it's, and I feel really bad for the future generations because divorces are high, relationships are shorter, people aren't having kids like they used to. We are doomed, man. We are doomed. Because instead of trying to understand each other, constantly fighting each other. But who should have their way?
Facts. And these, like, you could look at like even like, let's say, like those Fresh and Fit guys or Twitter and X, and it seems like, and again, I know it's not majority of the women, but it seems like a lot of these younger women are just looking for dudes with money. You know what I mean? 100K, like it, and it's so unreasonable what they're asking for. You know, like regular dudes, like you're not gonna find that good dude that's gonna treat you right if you're looking for a man that makes like 200K a year, 300K a year. You know, it just doesn't happen that way. But Dandelion said, "Dude, I work all day too."
You see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right there. What I'm talking about. I literally said, I'm not saying women don't work. I say I'm only speaking for the male perspective right now. We have to listen to each other, not debate, but listen. You as a woman, you'll say one thing. Hey, this is how I feel. Okay, I get you. Now hear how I feel. How can we come together and compromise? Instead of saying, well, I work all day. Well, I work all day too. Blah, blah, blah. So
Dandelion said it sounds like y'all had shitty relationship, guys. No, it's not even about that, because you can have good relationship. It's just that sometimes, you know, it's like the wrong. Yeah, go ahead, Roberto.
I had something to say. I lost it. I got it back. I lost it.
Go ahead.
I got it back.
Go ahead.
My number one out is when they throw this one out. All men are the same.
Yep, I'm walking away.
You know what? To me, you just lit a wick right there. And the outcome is not going to be good. You to classify me as some of these buffoons that I call my friends out there is very insulting. There are some men who are stupid as fuck, just like there are women. But we don't say all women are the same. How do you come off saying all men are the same? Well, what if we're all the same, is we're simple. You guys don't understand that, but you seem to think you know that all men are the same. How are we all the same?
Facts. Facts. Then I said,
guys, you know, we just want to be appreciated. I don't think like fucking that's asking much. You don't have to buy or anything, you know. Even on Father's Day, I just say, you know, just say Happy Father's Day. That would be my day. I don't need a gift. I don't need all that shit.
Facts.
But I gotta ask for it.
Like for what? For like a gift or something?
No, to say Happy Father's Day.
Really?
You know what I mean? It's not like I want it said like almost like you want to do something, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like put a little compassion into it. Like it's actually my day. You appreciate all the shit that I do. That's it. One fucking day. Because I know mothers, they feel that and more on their day.
Yep.
There's no Nzo. I carry this with me like a trump card. There is no comparison between Mother's Day and Father's Day. None. Nothing remotely close.
Even the little Mother's Day movies are better than the Father's Day movies. It's crazy.
Because man, try and get a reservation at a restaurant on Mother's Day.
Yeah, I know.
You can find a place anywhere you want on Father's Day the same effing day. What is it, Sunday? Call Sunday. I bet you find a spot anywhere. Breakfast, brunch, dinner. You're finding it, man. Because
Danny
some
said,
father took it in his fucking backyard.
Danny said, can your wife have to be able to make good sandwiches?
I'll say this, Daddy. I know you're talking. I'll say this. It's not the fact that she makes a good sandwich. It's the fact she's willing to go in there to make a sandwich in general. I would appreciate that.
Sandwich shit before because I don't understand that one. What is that?
No, there's no come on my house. My wife ain't making, you know.
That's right.
Sorry,
that's right. And don't come on thinking my wife gonna make you a sandwich because you there. Hell no.
Sandwich shit.
So we'll get Terrence input on this one. I want to hear what Terrence has to say about that. But first, let me say, Daniel said, I don't nag anyone. I expect guys I'm with to be grown adults. Don't need to tell them what to to do anything. So I get that, but sometimes women are gonna be women. I'm sorry, you know what I mean, and I'm not trying to disrespect, but they're gonna like it's just the nagging. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you forgot to,
it's gonna come.
Yeah, it's gonna come. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's gonna come. Like it doesn't, especially the longer the relationship goes. Right, it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen.
You know, like
Terrence,
in the summer when it's just sunny all the time, and you know it's gonna rain one day.
Facts.
You just don't know when. You're just not pushing your luck, but you know it's fucking rain.
Facts, 100%. Terrence, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so I have to come at this from multiple angles. Number one, from Terrence's angle. I don't do relationships, so this stuff doesn't really apply to me in that sense. However, I would say 99% of the humans that I interact with on a regular basis, they are in a relationship. And then the few that aren't, they desperately crave it, right? But from my male friends, I see their girlfriends and their wives, and there is a lot of nagging, right? But there is a simplicity to them as men, whether it be the friend circle or outside of that, where they just want a woman where she's respectful, she uplifts them, she doesn't nag, not being afraid to cook something or at least go get some food for a man, simple things that I hear these men requesting, and then I see them get yelled at, or the different females will give them these kind of side looks like, how dare you do it yourself kind of stuff. And I just kind of let them deal with it because it's their business. But, they tell me, they're like, man, T, I wish she wouldn't do that. Or how come she has to be so difficult? Why can't she understand that I don't ask for a lot? Like, why does it seem like what I ask for is so hard to do? And I think that this world as a whole, there is this demonization of men. All men are bad, men are terrible, men are complex. And sure, you have good and bad with both genders, right? There's trash men, there's trash women. But just because you have some bad men, the females as a whole should not be looking at men as being bad and just try to listen. And when I say that, it's really one of those things when you just look at the human species as a whole, like they don't listen to each other. What they do is they'll pretend like they're listening, but only wait for their opportunity to talk
Mm.
and simply ignore everything. It's the equivalent of talking to a wall. And there's a reason why the divorce rates are over 60%. It's because humans, they fight with one another, they don't listen, they are very selfish, and things that are not true, they just roll with it as if there's truth to it just because they feel that way. But a lot of times your feelings are not indicative of the truth. So I think that, for example, for me, if I were in a relationship, I feel like I don't want to say demands per se, but just the requests would be simple. It's like respect me, be loyal, and don't make my life worse. If I'm
Mm.
going through something and I come home and you're nagging me and insulting me and trying to tear me down, I'm like, why the hell am I with you to begin with? I'm like, I would rather deal with my right and my left hand than put up with this bullshit.
Facts.
And let me say this, right? Because I know what this sounds like. Yes, there are some shitty men out there too, 100%. And there may be a time where you actually have to nag that person to do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like constantly, if they're supposed to do something and they're just never doing it, never doing it. Yes, I can understand that. So it's not just about saying, oh, like all women nag and stuff like that. It's not the case. And there's some definitely reasons as to why that can happen. But sometimes you could just be coming home from work and it's just on you right away, blah 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 blah, right away. You know what I mean? They don't even give you the chance to breathe, and that's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? And to me, like we said, when it comes to being, like, at least, like, just let us be. You know what I mean?
And
Like
and
Tara
and,
said.
and
Yeah, go
Lonzo,
ahead.
and check this out. I have a lot of female friends, and a lot of them, they nag me, right? I'm not even with them. I'm not clapping no cheeks or nothing, but they nag me. So I'm like, man, if you do this to me, what do you do to your boyfriends and your husbands, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just one of those things where there's a lot that I always say, and I always say that words are important because I think that certain things should go without saying, like how I was mentioning the idea that there's trash on both sides. I shouldn't have to say that, but I know that as a man, if I don't, there's going to be an army of women with the pitchforks and the blowtorches. Like, did you hear him? He said all women are
Yeah,
bad,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
women
yeah,
are
yeah.
trash. Let's burn them at the stake. I'm like, I didn't say nothing like that, but see, that's what they want to hear because the combative females are looking for a reason to be combative. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
don't need to turn every situation into Mortal Kombat. How about we sit down and talk about this?
Facts. Facts. And then I've said I'm single for very good reason. I don't care to deal with relationship BS. You know what? To be honest with you, I don't think there's ever a relationship that's not gonna have some sort of
That would
BS
be a
in it. It's
fake
just,
Yeah.
relationship.
yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? You're gonna get it. It's just a matter of, you know, how much BS is it? Like, is it just
Yeah, pros and
constant
cons.
BS?
If
Right,
one outweighs the other too much, you have to make a
right,
decision. Like T
right.
said.
Right, because you're gonna get BS from the man's side, you're gonna get BS from the woman's side. It's just a natural progression in a relationship. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Two different people, they're gonna butt heads, they're gonna argue, they're gonna fight, and there's definitely probably going to be some sort of BS. Now, if the BS is out of hand, then that's the problem, right? But there's always gonna be some sort of argument. For sure. I don't. You what? I don't. Oh, anyways, Roberto, go ahead.
What would happen?
Oh no, I was just gonna say because you were saying something, I kind of was finishing my thought.
It is what it is, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Another thing too, Anzo, is that I believe that there is a danger when you have a relationship and the women take on too many masculine traits. I do
Mm.
believe that the man should be the man and the woman
Hmm.
should be the woman. You know, it doesn't mean that the man needs to control his partner, but just the idea that because he respects himself, because he respects his woman, there should be some ground rules that are laid out. And if she respects him and wants to be with him, then she should adhere to it. I mean,
And
it's just simple stuff.
And I'm actually glad you brought that up, because the side part of it, which is in the title, is should a man have control over his wife, right? So, for example, should you be able to tell your wife or your woman what she can wear and what she can't wear?
Okay, so that's a great question, and I'll answer it the same way I've been answering it for the last 21 years. It depends. So I think there is a fine line of, you know, hey, go ahead and be free and you express yourself, versus she is wearing things to where it would be disrespectful to her man. You know, like there's a certain way that you conduct yourself when you're in a relationship, especially as a woman. And I feel like if you tell her, hey, wear what you want to wear, she shouldn't necessarily use that as a license to dress in a way that would blatantly entice other men and then play victim when it happens. So to me, that's where I stand on that. Like, if I were in a relationship, I wouldn't tell my girl, don't wear things necessarily. It would just be like, hey, wear what you want, but just bear in mind that you are with me and we represent each other. I don't want to disrespect you. You don't want to disrespect me. You know, like, we should really work together almost as a single mind, in a sense that we both want the best for each other. So why would you want to dress in a way that could possibly be destructive to us both?
Basil said the answer is yes. I've never done that. I've never told anybody what they should wear, what they shouldn't wear, or anything like that. You know what I mean? I do feel there should be a little bit of respect, obviously, of course. But for me, my thing is, you go out there, you dress, you do however you want to do your thing, right? But just understand that if it goes further, if you cheat or do anything like that, then that's an issue, right? But I don't have an issue with the way you dress. Roberto, your thoughts?
I can't be a hypocrite. I don't like being told what to do. So who am I to tell someone what to do? I could tell you how I think. Like, I think that's inappropriate for this place we're going. I don't think what you're wearing is right. If you ask my opinion, I'm going to give it.
Right.
If you don't ask my opinion, I'm not going to really say anything.
I got you. Would it bother you though? Like, let's say.
Yeah, it would bother me.
Okay,
it has, and she knows it. You know.
But is that a separate topic? Would it bother you, or is that included within the?
No, I asked because Roberto said he doesn't say anything like me. You know what I mean? Like whatever, you know. But I asked, does it bother you? Like, you don't say nothing. Like, does it make you steam? Like, oh my God, I can't believe she fucking went out like that, or something like that. You know what I mean? So
to me, temptation is a motherfucker. I don't want to fuck with. You're putting it out there, you know, good for you. I won't tell people how to be, but all I know is when I go to the club, I know who's trying to get attention and who isn't.
Yep.
I got you.
And that's like the smoke signals you're sending out. And to do that with your man, I think that's disrespectful.
I got you.
That's kind of what I was saying.
Your own though.
No, I hear what you're saying. Go ahead.
Like, do you feel like you understood what I was saying? Like, in terms of,
I agree with you, T.
Yeah, and you know, plus, I mean, I walk around, you know, in tank tops and things, and you know, so I'm free in that sense, and shit. Even when 300 came out, like for a spell, I was, you know, training, running outside without my shirt and different stuff. Like, I was just being Terrence. So. If I were to tell her that she can't, like, I feel like my opinion, I'm always going to give my opinion, whether humans like it or not. It doesn't mean that they have to listen. A lot of times they don't, but I feel like honesty is important. So she would never be able to say, man, Terrence didn't tell me it was a problem, or he didn't tell me he didn't like it, or whatever it is, because I'm always going to tell you.
Gotcha. Basel said, I don't see it that way because tell someone the truth because tell someone the truth when she asks for my opinion, I will. There you go. Roberto, you're going to say
That's what I
something?
said.
And then JG. Go
If
ahead.
my opinion is asked, I'm going to tell you. But if you don't ask my opinion, I'm not going to say, I don't think you should wear that.
I got you. I got another question for you before after JG, but go ahead, JG. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man, that's kind of a tough question. Because I wouldn't want her to go out looking crazy, right? And so, I'll say this: like some women have certain bodies that no matter what they wear, it's going to look like they go into clubs and they just have that body. For instance, the one we saw early on, I'm like, oh yeah, take that one off. Yeah, like she just had that body, right? And so she may look sexy no matter what she's wearing. Not because you love her, but it's because that's how she looks.
But JG, sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but I hear you 100%. But if you're wearing a shirt that's up to your collarbone per se, you're not showing 3/4 of your boobs because we already know you have them. If your shirt's up to your collarbone and you still have the image of big boobs, then that's your insecurity. There's not much more.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what I'm trying to say. When you're dressing respectful, if a woman's really sexually appealing, no matter what she wears, unless she wears something really oversized, which is, control freak if you're making your woman dress like that. But other than that, it's going to show. You're 100% right, JG. And you can't get mad at your girl because that's what attracted you to her. But when she's showing it off, like wearing a shirt where she could show off more ass, or wearing a shirt where she could show off more boobs, that to me, that's where I have a little problem, And call me old school. That's just how I am.
Yeah, like if she's walking out with a skirt on, she bend over, you see her ass cheeks. Oh, whoa, where the fuck you going? Right? Like that's supposed to be home for me, not for everybody else. And look, let's be real,
For real.
A lot of times, even if you are in great relationships where you go out, you want to see if you still got it. Right? You may like you go out with your boys, like, okay, I'm in a relationship or I'm married or whatever. I'm not looking for anybody, but it's always good to know that a woman thinks I'm still attractive.
Who I'm with.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And women do the same thing, right? Like they go out and see if they still got it. Not necessarily to go smash somebody else or get a number, but to get some of that attention, even though you're giving it to her at home. It's always in the human psyche, in my opinion, that we want that approval from other people as well. Right? You like you say, you're working out, losing weight, right? Like Terrence for instance. Working out, getting in shape, getting ripped, buff. Woman says, "Oh, damn, Terrence, you're looking good." Okay, it may not be your woman, but that shit make you smile, right?
Yeah, we know why these guys.
But wait, go ahead, Nzo.
I was gonna say, we know why these two over here on this side, up and down, why they walking around with their wife beaters.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You know what I mean?
Get in the gym, man. Get in the gym. Get buff out. Muscle up, man. Muscle up. Get out there with us.
Hold on.
Get the googly eyes.
No. So there are a lot of guys to where they train for the idea of attention, but for me, it's a lifestyle, right? Like I keep telling humans, like I am not a bodybuilder, right? I have a lot of muscle and stuff, but it's not for the sake of appearance. So anytime that I wear anything, it's only because I like to wear it. What happens as a result of that is just what it is. But to me, like I can go somewhere and depending on what I'm wearing, females will look at me and smile and stuff. And then sometimes I get compliments, but it just doesn't matter because it's not for them. Like as long as they're not coming up to me and like, because one time I went to the movies with some friends.
Keep that thought, Terrence. Keep that thought. Let me ask the question before I go.
I think I know where you're going. I know you're going. So go ahead.
Because all four of you guys seem to be like, muscled up and shit. You guys never just stand in the mirror and flex your shit?
You're damn right. You're damn right I do. I get in that mirror, I'll be luxuriating over my damn self.
No.
Damn, I was a woman, that fucked me.
Roberto?
That's what I say.
Roberto?
You're damn right. I work. Hey, you work hard. You want to see what you work hard for.
Exactly. It just
you
makes
ever
it
do
better
that?
when another person says, "Damn, you looking good." We
You
all
ever
got our
do-
mediums that we wear when we go out. We got our
You ever do
mediums.
you ever do the pecs flex? You know where you're
You
sending
damn
your
right I do it. You damn right. Make sure you
I can
oiled up
do
and nice
that.
some definitions out.
Okay, but here's the thing. So when I did do that, it was when I was a kid, and that was when I was, making sure, like, my focus was different then. It was to, gain size and stuff. I had my issues of dealing with humans and shit. But the point is that once it grew beyond that, it just didn't matter, and I feel like whatever attention happens, a lot of humans, they'll see somebody that's buff and they'll think, okay, well, there's a specific mindset, they're this, they're that. But I'm like, no, you haven't met Terrence. You could come up to me and talk to me, and I'll let you know that there are differences between me and the humans. Like this is not for you. So what I was saying was, one time when I went to the movies with some friends, there was this chick while we were waiting in line. She came up in front of me and she started rubbing on my pec muscles. And I slapped her hand away. And then everybody was like, oh shit. Cause like, I guess it was the fact that I did it and how fast I knocked her arm away. And then she looked shocked. And I was like, you don't have the right to touch me. And then she just kind of put her hands up and went back in line. I'm like, because she was okay, light skinned chick, like
that matters.
But here's the thing though, even if that would have been Jessica Alba, it's like I know that I can't just go up to one and be like, hey, those are some nice titties right there, you know what I mean? And just put my face in them or do whatever. So I'm like, you don't get to do that to me. You can look, you
I
can
don't know,
compliment.
Terrence. If that was Jessica Alba rubbing up on me, I wouldn't stop her 1 second.
I'm not saying, but here's the thing. I do love me some Jessica Alba. That's why I mentioned that. But the point is that you don't have the right to touch me unless I give you permission to do so.
Just
so
remember,
that's how I am.
Just remember, you muscle bound guys have small wee-wees.
You're a damn lie. You're a damn liar.
Hold on.
I got to sit a certain way, so I don't sit on my shit.
Wow. I want to know where that comes from. That's so weird. What in the hell? I was not expecting
theories out there because most muscle guys, I always see they have a woman on their side, and they're there, they're there for the ride. So obviously that myth is not true.
and guess what? See, if a girl really likes you, it just don't matter anyway. If she's about it, she's about it. Like it's just as simple as that.
Let's talk from a small wee-wee.
Got belly guys that the women don't even want to give your dick a chance.
Wow.
It's all good. We can play tennis all day with these stories, You guys need it. Like Terrence said, for me, I've been doing it for so long, it's a lifestyle because when I'm not training, I find my energy levels low. My posture is bad, aches and pains. As soon as I go back to the gym, I feel better in my stance, my walk. I eat better. I go to the bathroom more. Everything works for the better. And if you're going to work out at any time in your life, it's when you're older because your shit doesn't process the same way.
Yeah.
You're more prone to get some cloggage and shit like that,
Do you change your eating habits when you're training too?
Not really.
No? Okay.
I'm only here for a minute, man.
So here's my other question before I move on. First, let me get to Ball's comment. He said, telling your girl what to wear for me is more like if we have a casual date, I'll ask her to put on something sexy, not necessarily tell her exact clothes to wear. So that was the other question I was asked, because we know, like said, chef, do you have an issue if she dresses like sexy when she's with you? So like you and her are together, and let's say she got some cleavage showing, you know what I mean, or stuff like that. Does it bother you if she's with you, or just when she's alone?
Well, okay, so I've told humans before, like, I've seen males where they get insecure. Like, I don't get insecure. I just would have questions. Like, okay, what you doing? Like, we just doing this activity, while you got the titties hanging out and it looked like you just in your underwear because your shorts are so short, I would just have some questions. and that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, it would just go back to, just remember you're with me, and we supposed to respect each other. So, I feel like you should always take your partner in consideration, not a control thing, but just a respect thing. I feel like that's something that any human would understand.
Yeah, 100%. Roberto, what about you?
Sorry, I got distracted for a minute.
It's okay. Okay, so you said if she dressed too, you won't say anything, but it'll kind of irk you. But can she dress that way with you? Like if you and her are going out, will you have an issue if she has a cleavage showing or stuff like that? You and her together.
Again,
Yeah.
because there might be more guys who have a chest preference than me. And for someone, I feel like that's where my ego is tested, because I feel like people are disrespecting me by seeing me sitting there with my girl, but yet you're still staring. I mean, as hot as your girl looks, Nzo, she could be a 12 in my category. I'll notice her when she walks in, but you'll never notice me look at her again. And it's not because I'm scared of you. It's because that's the respect and the respect I would want if she was sitting at my table and you were there with your boys. You'd say, damn, that girl's fine, but don't look twice, because that motherfucker over there looks scary, Even if he doesn't look scary, respect.
Yeah. But
that's lack when it comes to women, that's lack.
Yeah, strangers won't have no respect. They're gonna watch, like if you walk in down the street, they're gonna look back to see if she got an ass and shit. It's gonna happen. But with that,
I'm a firecracker to that shit, For me, it's not even so much what she's wearing, it's the disrespect, because even if she's all buttoned up and they're still looking, I still have that same mentality.
It bothers you? Because
that's my issue. That's my issue. I gotta get over it.
Because me, it's like, look, motherfucker, that's exactly who I'm walking with. You looking, I'm walking with her. So go right ahead. You can look all the fuck you want to.
I said straight up, that's my ego issue I got to get over.
No, I got you.
See, and that's kind of like the page that I'm on in that regards. Like I told humans, if I, end up with a girl and a lot of guys find her attractive, that wouldn't bother me at all. I'd just be like, yep, I guess I'm not the only one that finds you to be hot as fuck. But hey, you coming home with me, what I'm saying? I'm gonna be the one clapping your cheeks so they can look, take a picture, take out their phone and record all they want. As long as they don't come over and touch you, they won't have to be sent to the afterlife.
JG, what do you think?
Yeah, I always have that mindset of no person wants what somebody else doesn't want. Right? So, if you with your girl and she brings you around other girls and you introduce you to them, she wants that approval. Oh, yeah, you got a nice one. She wants that approval, right? But a lot of men, not all, but a lot of men, I bring my girl around the guys and they're like, damn, man, hey, what you think, man? What you think? Right? But like Roberto said, there's a respect factor. So if you guys came around me with your significant others, I'm not paying her any attention because that's your woman, that's your lady.
Yeah, for sure.
She's invisible to me to a certain respect.
Oh yeah, she's 100% invisible, and I've already told all of my friends that. I'm like, if she comes around or whatever, and they want my opinion, I'm like, from my perspective and opinion, I'm like, yeah, she's pretty, she's cute, whatever. But that doesn't matter because there's a bro code. I'm like, I'm not messing with nothing you have. It ain't. I don't do it that way.
The grimiest thing, and it happened to me when I broke up with my son's mother. It's like, oh, you remember that guy you used to go to school with? Yeah, he was trying to holler at me. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, so someone that like, bro, like, so what were you doing? Waiting for the downfall.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You were waiting.
Like once you touch her, she is untouchable to me. I would never touch her.
Right. I'm not doing that Terry thing. You know what I'm saying? Al Simmons' best friend Spawn, like where he was like, look after my woman. Okay. But then when he got murdered, then all of a sudden he was just clapping her cheeks and gave her a child. I'm not doing that kind of stuff. If I say I'm gonna look after your girl, that's all that it means. I would never do that just because to me that would be disrespectful. Regardless of the fact that you're dead, I'm like, I don't like doing that kind of stuff.
Facts.
You're right. Let's face it. A lot of times, like Roberto was saying, like I think you both were saying, like you're walking with your girl and guys turn around and they looking to all the stuff. It's usually when it's two or more guys, because they might think, okay, if he does something, we could take him. Right? Usually, if it's just one guy, usually, not all the time, but usually, if it's one guy, he's gonna be like a secret agent. He's gonna be hiding in a bush somewhere looking to where you can't see him. Right?
Hey.
Or if he's just might be bigger than you, may think he could take you. But people are crazy. People carry guns and knives. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
But,
Humans are absolutely insane. But I'd be like, hey, if it's a group of them, I'd be like, fuck around and make me famous. Who wants to be first?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so that was just a little topic I had there. It's very interesting to talk about. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm like, listen, you can do you, right? Wear what you want to, do what you want to do, go outside, but just remember that, you represent me as I represent you. You know what I mean? So don't be running around the streets acting like a hoe and having it come back to me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just, if you want to go and look sexy, fine, go ahead and look sexy. Do what you got to do. But don't be running around, oh, yeah, man, yeah, girl was talking to this guy and that guy and this. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
Yeah, like don't be walking around looking like Miss Parker. Right? Don't be going out there watching, doing the garden, look like Miss Parker for Friday, right? Don't. And I'm gonna say something about that. Like, hey, yo, put some damn clothes on. Right? I'm sorry, that's just me.
You just watering the plants. Like, why you?
I don't give a damn. You got there with a little, your gut and your titties all out with the booty shorts. You better not walk out there like that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I would have questions like, you going to water the plants, but you looking good as hell. Like you got the hair done, the makeup. Exactly. I'm like, what are the plants gonna do for you?
Next topic we had is, do good people suffer? And I'm gonna let Roberto start on this one. I know you want to cook, brother, so go ahead.
I was talking to a colleague at work, and this is just my calculator observation, thoughts through life kind of thing. And I go to him, I really believe that good people suffer. He goes, yeah, why do you say that? I go, how you doing financially? He goes, not too good. I go, you're good people. Need I say more? But that was just a little story, and it dawned on him. The next day he came up to me and he goes, that little thing you said to me yesterday really dawned on me, and you're right. Because if you think about it, more times than not, the people that try and help you are the people that have the least to help you with.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like there's a code amongst rich people, because I heard another guy who I really never met in life, and he went through almost the exact same thing as I did when he hit his low, his financial low. You think of all the people who have money when you're in your financial low, who is in the best position to help you and not really feel it. But I feel like there's a code amongst these people, because they all say the same thing. I don't do that. Not I can't do that. I don't do that. It's almost like it's a written code that if you're rich, you want to stay rich, you can't be helping out every family member and every person who comes and asks you for money. Money has got to stay close to you. You keep money tight to you. Money will grow as long as money's around you. But yet, I was in a bad situation. I'm expressing it to a guy who's good people and's listening to me. And this man, who was in a worse situation than me, offered to help me. Man, he almost brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, are you fucking serious? He goes, yeah, man, you need this, it's for your kids. I go, but you can barely pay your rent. You want to help me? No, man, I can't take that. I can't do that. But he ended up working something out where I ended up getting, some stuff for free, where he still did me a favor. But that's where I see, like, the people that'll help you the most are the people that have the least to offer.
Absolutely. And there's some good videos out there that prove that theory. But hold on. It's not COVID, Danny. You know exactly what it is. It's not COVID. You know what I mean? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That must be a fire strain. I think they need to make the COVID chronic strain of weed. That shit will have you coughing like crazy and shit. That'd be great. Facts, facts. But I agree with you, Roberto, because when I was talking about the videos, right? Like, there's a couple of videos out there, and I'm sure you guys have seen them, where they have this guy on the street and he's like bum asking for food or stuff like that or money,
Yeah.
and everybody passing him by. No, no, no. And it's always the person that can afford it that helps. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, thank you for helping me. And then he ends up blessing them with like $1,000 instead. You know what I mean? And I remember I watched this one video where there were two girls, and one of them was like, nah, nah, nah. It could have been set up. I try to believe that those ones aren't set up, but I also believe that they're not set up, but he'll never show the rich people that do it, because I'm sure there's some that have done it, right? And now that doesn't work with the narrative. So you got to show that a bunch of these people who could afford it, and he shows them coming out of stores with all kinds of groceries and stuff like that, and then they're just like, nah, 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 can't do it, right? So I get that part of it, but in reality, that's how most of it is. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Most people that have it, sometimes they look down on you. You know what I mean? And like, oh man, why don't you go get a job or some shit like that? You know what I mean? And people don't understand at this point in time, especially now in life, things is a struggle, bro. Things is a struggle. Money, when it comes to food, groceries, rent, all that shit, inflation keeps going up and up and up, and people's pays are just going down and down and down. It's so bad that the freaking food banks over here are struggling. To be honest with you, as long as I know, I think this is like the first time I've ever heard of them struggling so bad like that. So I agree with you. JG, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, of course. I mean, good people suffer all the time, right? Like you said, the people, you and brother said it, the ones who have the least are the most helpful. Right. I remember one of those videos I saw where a guy was talking to this homeless guy, right? And he needed something to eat. And the homeless guy, he had nothing, but gave what he had for food and gave it to him. And the guy blessed him with money, right? Because it's that ability to sympathize and empathize with somebody. A lot of people, I'm not gonna say, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I'm sure we all struggle in some way, shape, or form. Finances is getting worse and worse and worse. And there's a lot of times not like people want money. It's like they want an opportunity. Bless someone with the opportunity so they can make that money.
Absolutely.
No, you got to grind it out like me. You got to do this like me. It's like, dude, it's really ridiculous. And also make you want to cry because I remember it was a few weeks ago. I was at this Target and there was this 3 people. Oh, it was a mother, father, and a son. The son had all these burn marks all over his body. Horrible. But he was playing the violin like you would think he was like a professional violinist. That's how freaking good he was. People walked by them. Nobody said anything. So I said, you know what? I almost did the same thing, but I turned back and said, let me walk back and talk to them. They were immigrants, couldn't get any insurance. So they had to, through cash, had to pay for his son's operations. Show me the receipt and everything. Of course, I don't have a lot of money, but I said, you know what? I told him, I don't have a lot of money, but this is what I got on me right now. It's yours. I know it's not a lot. Bro, can't believe they cried. And as soon as I gave them money, all of a sudden, it's like people start coming out of nowhere, giving them money. I said, dude, the longer I stay here, the more money it gets. So I might as well stay here another hour or so. But, it's stuff like that, right? It's just the human spirit to give and to help.
100%.
Not saying that the person doesn't have to work for it. But, people struggle. People have issues. It's perfectly okay to give what you can. Now, remember, I know Danny will love this too. It was a parable in the Bible where it talks about, not a parable, Jesus tells a story about in this church or whatever, and people are donating money. I mean, wealthy people coming in, throwing a little change here and there, and this one lady comes in, probably looked like she was homeless herself, gives something we probably equate to a penny or something. And people laughed at her. And Jesus said, that woman gave more than any of you ever did because she gave all that she had.
Facts.
That's what we should do for one another, especially as black people. Especially help one another.
Facts. Basil said, I helped too much. People took advantage of me and I'm over it. And it's close family members that took too much without paying me back. One did 2 trips to Mexico while giving me excuses for not paying me back. I understand that. And a lot of it can be family too. That's 100% sure. And I think family feels like, oh, they may not have to. No, I don't have to pay back, or I'll pay back when I can. It's okay. Family, I understand that.
Just
David
keep in
said,
touch.
"What's that?"
Just keep in touch. Don't
Yeah,
go ghost. That's what bothers me.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
in a
yeah.
position to really be helping, but when I help, I understand. I've been in a situation where I didn't have it, but I let that person know, yo, I still got you. Don't
hmm
worry, I didn't ghost you. I'm still here. I'm gonna get you when I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
that reinsurance because you never know, you might need it again, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
you just ghost somebody for stupidities and you know you're gonna need that person, that's when you know you done fucked up.
Absolutely. And I have a story too, because I remember, and like I said, if I have change, sometimes if see a homeless person or whatever, I'll drop a few bucks in their thing or whatever, right? So one day I was walking home from work, and there was this dude on the street, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm really hungry. Can you buy me food and stuff like that?" And it was younger dude too, right? Like maybe in like early 20s, middle 20s, something like that. I was like, nah, man, I don't have it. I'm good. So I kept walking. And then it just was killing me. So I went back and I said, all right, what do you want? And it was right next to this fish and chip place. He's like, oh, can you buy me fish and chips over here? Boom, boom, boom. So I went over there and I said, okay, what do you want? Boom. And I bought him the food. You know what I mean? He got the food and he was like, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm like, don't worry about it, man. He's like, the next time I see you, he's like, I'll get you back. And I was like, nah, you don't have to get me back. But if anybody else ever asks you, you get them. You know what I mean? Do that. So I get it. And it's like, I'm like you, Roberta. Like, I'm not gonna say I was broke at the time, but I wasn't like, oh yeah, I could just be giving out money willy nilly and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it felt good to help somebody, and I think that goes a long way. You know
I
what I
did that
mean?
too. The guy told
hmm
me I'm hungry. Could you get me something to eat? And I said, yeah, just okay. Meet me by the McDonald's over there.
hmm
You're hungry? I'll buy you food, but I'm not supporting your habit. Some of these guys, I look at them. Are you even homeless, man? Are those some designer jeans you got on with them high-end
hmm
sneakers?
hmm
Hey, at
hmm
least look the fucking, look the roll.
You see that
Holding the sign, that doesn't mean shit.
that I can understand too. But I know there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, they don't want to help like a homeless person because they probably take the money and go buy beer or something like that. But at me, I'm like, well, if that's what makes the person happy, at least for that moment, then go ahead. Because I know if I was homeless and someone dropped me a spliff, you know what I mean? Right? Just say, here, hold this. And I got a little spliff that I haven't smoked in years. Bruh, I probably would never forget what that guy looked like. 10 years later, I would see that guy, but hey, remember you gave me the spliff? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, for me, it's like, I get it. I get people, it's like, oh, well, you're hungry, you should buy food. But at the same time, you got people living on the streets whose life is miserable. And if one beer can make them happy for that moment, then sure, go ahead and do it. Terrence, what are your thoughts?
A lot. So I when I was a kid, I suffered so much. It's insane. And unfortunately, I just did not have any help, not from friends, not from family, not from God. Like none of that shit worked. And I learned as a kid that uh, some individuals suffer more than others. You get dealt the wrong cards. But then once you start looking into the human species, you see that suffering is a common thing on this terrible planet, and that a lot of humans won't care. They'll always hesitate if they do something. They'll, feel bad, then they'll maybe do something instead of humans banding together. Like me being in Carson, California,
Right.
me going outside and all the cars are covered in ash. and seeing my dog covered in ash in the backyard, and like the sky looking like dark side with apocalypse is showing up to the earth, and just me hearing stuff from friends and family members about, oh man, my friend and this person and that person lost everything, and just seeing and hearing a bunch of crying and begging and praying, and none of that shit fucking helped those humans, and they just suffered, and there was no help or relief, or when help arrived it was too late, and the help was from the firefighters. So my friend, my mom's friend, three of her close friends, right? They
Mhm.
they probably suffered over the last 8 days more than they have in like the last 25 years of their lives, right? Because of what happened. And my mom, she just would tell me, "Oh man, Terrence, I don't know what I can do to help them. I'll try to send them some money, but because they're her friends, right? You know, she's sad, she's crying, and she's like, yeah, I was trying to pray for him and it didn't work." And I was like, and this is what I told her. Like, she kind of looked at me with just like, a face of like, why'd you say that? But I told her, you should help your friends by sending them money, going to them, sending them items. You are wasting your time praying because they already tried that shit and it didn't work. So you need to do something to actually help them. So she kind of stared at me for like 30 seconds, and then she's like, I'm going to help them. And if they need me to go somewhere, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm like, you should automatically do that. To me, uh, based upon what I've seen, and then even just my own experiences, I'm like, I don't want your words. I don't want your prayers. If you're not going to actually do something or send someone that can do something, get the fuck out of my face, because this is not good. Suffering in general is terrible, right? So
Mhm.
I like when, even though I don't like humans and humans are trash, I like when you do have humans that will take action. Not lazy shit and doing stuff digitally, like actually taking action to help others, and not just their friends and family, but also strangers. It's like I heard on the news one time. I don't really watch the news. I usually look stuff up, but there was this lady that was talking about how all these humans were running away, and she was just crying and stuff, and her child was in the house, and one guy came by. She never met him, never seen him, and he was helping her get her stuff out. He was using the hose to put out the fire because the firefighters couldn't get to her in time because they're dealing with all kinds of fires all at once, right? They're spread thin. And I said to myself, and I told my mom, I was like, now that type of human, now that type of human is the one that I like. I co-sign right there. He didn't need to do it, but he saw that she was panicking and suffering. And instead of going, oh, I'll call someone, or let me pray for you, he decided to stop and help her as long as she needed it. And that made me smile, because there needs to be more of that. I wish that, like, even though humans are trash, I wish they would all band together to help one another and stop fighting each other over the dumbest shit, Onzo. And this world would be a better place overall. But we know that that's not going to happen.
Facts. I agree with you 100%, man. You know, and I do agree with you guys. I do agree with Roberto 100%. I do think that, good people do suffer. Now, there are a lot of suffering going on just in general, but at the same time, man, it's always the good people. It's always the good people, man. Always. Let me see what David Quintana said. He said, um, take the flyers over here, all the upwear over Emmy getting stolen, yet the flames are outside my back door. I could find myself in that position. My point is, you never know when life throws you a curveball. Are you in LA, David? God forbid we be diverse. Apparently, Cali deserves it because of that. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Terrence, how's it going out there, man? With the JG, what are your thoughts, though?
I'll go. I'll tell you after JG goes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What are we talking about?
Wow. We were talking about the good people suffering.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a shame. Um, I know a lot of times you hear people say just pray about it, which prayer does work. But a lot of times people's situations so dire that they need help right then, and not everybody can afford to wait. And I wish good people didn't suffer because it's worse when you see no good people making all the money and having all the financial success. You're doing everything they say you're supposed to do and getting nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the older you get, the slimmer those chances get. It makes it even worse.
Yep.
Agreed. 100%. You know, he said he's in Ventura County. Malibu isn't that far away. All right, Terrence. What's up, man? How's it going over there?
So, you know, like how I mentioned about the whole ash and being on the cars, you walking down the street, cars covered in ash,
Mm-hmm.
and my dog just covered in ashes, you know. I, so from the Palisades, because I'm part of LA County, right? So from where the fires are, like the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire, it would take about a 50-minute drive to get to the fire. So it would take a lot for the fires to reach me in the sense that it would have to go through all of the Palisades. It would have to go through Beverly Hills and all these other places before it even gets to like a Carson, a Torrance, a Long Beach, and San Diego. But because they're having a difficult time containing the Palisades fire as well as the Eden fire, you know, if it say goes on for like another 3 weeks, it could very well reach me. But even though I can't go outside my door and see the fire, I have seen ashes and the sky looking weird, the air just being hard to breathe because of all the chemicals and metal and stuff floating around because it travels because of the wind. And mind you, I'm still within LA County, so I get that kind of stuff where I am. On top of that, I went to the grocery store multiple times, Anzo. And you know, like how in those zombie films where you got the individuals, they try to go to the stores and they're like, man, there probably won't be much left and it looks just bare. Like you see a couple
Mm-hmm.
things on the ground, a couple things on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
The stores were almost empty, right? Like I just went to get you know, a couple snacks and stuff, and it was like it wasn't just one or two shelves, Anzo. It was like I've never seen a grocery store that bare except for in Pittsburgh.
Well, okay, go ahead.
So I was just like, man. And then when I would walk down the street to either, you know, going away from my house or coming back to my house or getting picked up or whatever, so have you, I saw humans with a bunch of bags on a dolly and they were loading it into their car. They were moving at a very fast pace. Like, I took it as they were taking their belongings to another location in case it reaches where we are,
Mm.
right? So I've never seen that before to that degree. Like not even when COVID happened, I didn't see it to that degree. Like with COVID, it was more of let's buy all up the toilet paper and the soap, but it's just
Right.
like everything was going, and you just see humans moving in a fearful way, and I'm like, damn, the fire is kind of far, but it's like they were behaving as though it was like right down the block or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I had been seeing that for a period of days, and certain neighbors, hey, how you doing, T? Oh, I'm fine. Like, yeah, oh, yeah, you know, we're just getting ready, and you know, I got this emergency and this ready, and man, it's gonna get crazy. I hope it don't make it to us. And I'm like, we should be fine because between the Carson Fire Station, Torrance, Long Beach, Wilmington, and all that, they are already on alert, so they'll be able to battle it if it happens to make it to us. But just the fact of, you know, how close it is in that sense to where it could be a very true reality soon that it could make it to me is interesting. And then just all that I told you with the rate of panic, certain humans, Anzo, get this. Certain humans that never contact me, right? Never ever contact me. They don't contact me to see how I'm doing or none of this. They contacted me and they're like, man, T, like I know you out there in LA or California, right? Like you good? And I said, and I told these humans, I was like, man, you know what? I appreciate you calling and looking out. But damn, I did not think it would take a disaster like this to get a call from you. So that's how scared a lot of humans are, right? They're like, oh, I wasn't sure. Because mind you, even though I'm in Carson, California, I could easily get to like LA. That's like a 20-minute drive, depending on traffic conditions. So because I travel around, they weren't sure if I was still in Carson. I could have been where the Palisades is, you know what I mean? Just because I went to see a friend or something, you know what I mean? Or maybe I went to some event or something. So it's very likely because that's all within my general vicinity, man. But just the idea of suffering and crying and tears, man, like the fact that I've seen that in my personal life and on TV, and my mom and my friends and their dad, they're like, yeah, T, man, you know, send us your prayers and stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not doing that because it doesn't work. If you need my help, I will come and help you. You know, I always say like, and you've heard me say this before. I'm like, I don't value my life, but in terms of the humans that I care about, I do value theirs. So I am more than willing to sacrifice myself to help them if that's what the situation requires. But I'm like, I'm not going to send you a prayer. That's not going to help you. So it was just kind of like me face palming when they would say this, and it was repeated over and over and over, despite the fact that the end results were all negative and destructive. I'm like, what's wrong with you humans? Like, is anybody going to do something?
Are you still on standby over there?
So we got an alert for an evacuation, but it was false, right? Like, that happened twice, right? So, Jesus. So the first time it happened, then I started getting more calls. Zonzo was, oh, T, man, you got to get out of there. All the, I'm like, no, it was false. And it was like maybe 5 minutes after that first one, they're like, oh, disregard, you know, you're not right. And then it happened again. So I was just like, Anzo, there's a danger to having false reports, because if humans are already scared and stuff, imagine they start doing something and then they hear, oh no, it's fine, go ahead and chill and relax. I'm like, we don't need that over here. If you're gonna send something, you better get it right. Now they did apologize and they said there was an issue with the system, and I'm like, I get it. Nothing's perfect. However, when you already have a bunch of humans on edge and panicking, and you do something like that, it just causes more problems. So I've seen that too firsthand.
I got you. Well, I got this post here, and it says, first off, hold on, because it says, do you really think DEI really made the damage from these fires worse? Oh, yeah, I do. DEI is the fire's chief focus, and the department plus the city spent on DEI while dangerous bushes hadn't been cleared and fire hydrants didn't have water. DEI is deadly. And then it's a video that the city council person is a woman, right? So that's their go-to. It's either it's black people or it's because of a woman that's in charge, and that's the reason why these fires are burning. Now, since Terrence is here, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I know this is pretty much the worst one, but please tell me that you guys have to deal with like fires almost every year.
Yeah, so there are definitely fires, right? But I mean, obviously, this is like some fictional type shit, right? But yeah, no, we definitely have our own little problems based upon how the weather is weird. We haven't had no fucking rain, and we're way past December, right? Because even if you go back to like last year where it was raining a lot, I'm like, there wouldn't be no fires because it would have got put out by the rain. So the fact that you have like this crazy inconsistent weather in California, we do get fires. But I'm like, you have that, Anzo, and then it was like the wind. The wind, it can get crazy windy in California randomly for no reason. So this stuff that I'm seeing online about, let's blame the women, let's blame the black people, let's blame this and blame that. In most cases with most of these fires, and I know like one or two of them or whatever, they, you have these humans doing dumb shit and, they arrested them and they quickly put out those. But in terms of the big ones, it was the perfect fucked up conditions. I mean, that's the best way to say it. You know what I mean? Like the fire started and you're thinking, oh, okay, no problem. It's a fire. They'll put it out, Anzo. It'll be fine. But it wasn't. And then it got real windy and then in the spring, like it just, the fact that I said it would be fine tells you that, we're used to, certain things popping off, but it usually gets solved. But then come to find out, like, oh shit, it didn't get better. Okay, well, they'll be able to take care of it in 2 days, not a problem. Oh man, it's still going. So I feel like humans they're looking for individuals to blame and things, but I don't like when they do that because they should be using that kind of energy to help somebody. Like all the energy that you're putting in doing stupid ass posts. Because this is not like trivial stuff, Anza, where it's like, hey, I like this and you don't like this movie or whatever. But this is like real stuff and you're putting your energy into being stupid and being an asshole. I don't like that.
Dandelion said DEI doesn't mean hire unqualified people. It suggests casting a wider net when hiring. 100%. And they have a lot of guys out there talking about, oh, well, if I see a female pilot, I'm not getting on that plane. Now, personally, I ain't getting on no plane, regardless of whether it's a female or a male. But I just think it's stupid. If they're qualified enough to fly a plane, then why are you worried about that? And Dandelion said that fire chief is incredibly qualified. And I wanted to play this video because a lot of people, oh, DEI is the devil and DEI is this, and it's basically saying that they're taking the white man's job. But watch this.
The word oppression, and every time that you said it, it was almost as if I was hearing nails on a chalkboard, because it seems like you don't understand the definition of oppression, and I'd ask you to just refer to Google to help you out. Oppression is the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. That is the definition of oppression. And so as I sit here as a black woman who practiced civil rights, let me tell you the reason that my colleagues wanted to make sure you understood the same black history that your side of the aisle wants to delete out of classrooms is because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed, that y'all are the ones that are being harmed. That's not the definition of oppression. You tell me the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment that you've had, and we can have a conversation.
You could start with Exodus.
The final thing that I will say on this particular issue, two things. There is an article from The Guardian, and it is a little old. It's from 2021, so I apologize. But it said that back then, just 3 years ago, white men represent 30% of the population, but 62% of office holders. These are the issues that we are constantly looking at and recognizing and trying to say, is this just? I can't even tell you how many white men have served in this chamber, but I can tell you that I am only the 55th black woman to be elected to Congress. And so when you want to talk about history and pretend as if it was so long ago, it wasn't. Because again, I am just number 55. Finally, when we start to talk about what do these numbers do, as we're trying to say that diversity, equity, and inclusion is the problem, the reality is that when it comes to financial performance, companies with more diverse workforces are more likely to outperform their competitors. Companies in the top quartile for racial diversity are 35% more likely to outperform their peers on profitability. Companies with diverse executive teams are 25% more likely to generate greater profits. Diverse companies earn 2.5 times higher cash flow per employee. Diversity works. And until you can show me data that says otherwise, I think that we need to go back to being a country that listens to experts and gets out of our feelings and recognizes, again, that racism is real in this country. And until we stop pretending that it's not, we will not solve the problems that we are consistently facing. And that will bring real unity that we seek when we're looking for a more perfect union.
Okay. So she was cut.
Hold on, Terrence. I'm gonna let Roberto and JG go, and then you can go. Roberto.
Wow.
Huh?
I don't know who she was speaking to, but they couldn't have very much to say.
Facts.
He was
Facts.
dropping pure knowledge. I don't know if that was a smart ass comment said by somebody or it was something JG
the Exodus
said in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it came out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, this shit.
There's always one of those, right?
Now,
Right.
are you? Yeah, go ahead, Roberto.
Even though it's as righteous as it is, it's not going to get no recognition.
What's not going to get recognition?
All what she said. What's going to come of it?
Yeah, I know, because this is the thing. They always say that, DEI is the biggest problem that's going on.
What is DEI?
It's diversity, equity, inclusion, which basically means that people of color, women, are getting jobs over more qualified people because they're black or they're a woman. That's what they try to say. So that's where the DEI stuff comes into play, right? And that's what she's arguing. And then when she puts those numbers out there saying that companies that are more diverse make more money, well, no one can deny the numbers that she brought up. JG, what do you thought?
Well, I don't know if y'all listen to her often, but she's known for being a bloodhound. So she will go after anybody. She does her thing, right? I would have to get in an argument with her because I shut up too. But yeah, man. I've heard or I've seen on X and a lot of things where people have said there's a war against white men in America, right? And that's the kind of the thing Trump kind of ran on a little bit, and that's kind of thing going on. But when you think about it, a lot of decisions are made by white men in office, right? You got some, I know we're here and there, but as a whole, in the grand scheme of things, those usually at the top are usually older white men, usually. And so when something goes wrong, who do they blame? Like you said, the DEIs, right? They'll find a black person over here or a brown person over here or some over here to blame it on, right? Now with the LA fires, the women, they're blaming women because they happen to be those heads of their offices, or it's their fault. No. Instead of, look, let's brass tacks here. Global warming. It has been quieted. People haven't talked about it as much, but that's the big thing right now. Global warming.
Facts.
You got tornadoes where they usually don't happen. You got hurricanes. You got snow here and there to where it usually doesn't happen. Dude, it's getting ridiculous, right? And the lifespan is getting shorter and shorter by the second. And until we get to the point where, well, not us because we know, but the powers that be will stop focusing on their bank accounts and focus on, okay, we need a world. We need a habitable world where we can live and breathe on. COVID was that was nothing. What's coming after that?
Facts.
Dude, it's going to be ridiculous.
Facts.
And so until we get to the root of the problem, tell the truth about the problem, we're going to constantly get this back and forth. I'm going to blame this person. I'm going to blame that person. Put the fingers on this. Put the fingers on that. Dude, it's ridiculous. But yeah, Crocky is. She knows her thing. She's on her game always.
Terrence.
Before I say what I'm gonna say first that regardless of who humans blame, they're doomed. Like I predicted this year would be terrible. I didn't predict the fires, but I predicted World War III, and believe me, that is next. So I do believe that humans are doomed. Uh, when it's all said and done, and you know, it will be something like what you have with the Terminator stuff, just a nuclear war, and there will only be a few of them left. And then because humans fight each other, unlike Terminator, I think they're all gonna die off. But anyway, in relation to this, I think that, you know, she was saying a lot of factual things, but I do believe that certain jobs and positions are better suited for men. However, if there is some kind of woman that is qualified, then she's qualified because they would act as a rarity anyway, right? Because, you know, it's not like you get a lot of them that are qualified. So the ones that happen to be, it's like, okay, well, you happen to be an exception, which is what you are, an exception. And if you are a good exception, then I bow to you out of respect. If you are a trash exception, you should not be in your position, whether you are male, female, or green, blue, polka dot with stripes. You're either good at what you do or you're not. But when it comes to weather conditions, because humans, they've been fucking up this planet for thousands of years. They're like, I agree with what, you know, Agent Smith was saying in the first Agent Matrix movie when he was saying that human beings are like a virus and they're like a plague. That is 1,000% true, because when you mess up the planet and you pollute the air and everything else, it throws it off its axis and it creates a lot of unforeseen type of environmental situations when it comes to the weather. So you will get no rain, or it'll be too hot or too cold. Like you'll get various extremes in a sense of randomness. So because of that, even if you have someone that you like or that you believe should be in a certain position, they not fucking Storm from Marvel Comics. They ain't controlling shit with the weather. They just have to respond to whatever happens. Like, oh, there's a fire. All you can do is, hey, let's put this shit out. If you can. You know what I mean? That's the best you can do, regardless of who's there. So, you know, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like humans, if they get emotional, Anzo, they will look for stuff to blame, right? A lot of humans, they don't want to look in the mirror and they don't really want to face the reality of the situation. So they will blame the wrong individuals. And then maybe in some situations, no one is to blame. It's just the idea of the weather. But at the same time, you know, like I said, humans as a whole, they are responsible for the pollution of the planet. But we're just talking about like with the fire situation. It happened because it's messed up. Now, if we find out, Anzo, if we find out that the Palisades fire and the Eden fire was caused by one person, like, hey, Molotov cocktail, yeah, and then you know, if I find that out, I am telling you right now, I will not be surprised. I'm like, we just had a terrorist attack at the beginning of the year, right? So I'm like, that would make sense to me. But I feel, even though it's under investigation, what's more likely is the idea that it was a terrible, terrible accident that caught humans by surprise, and it destroyed hundreds of thousands of lives and will continue to do so until these humans can put out the fires.
Facts. And before we go, we have this, of course, our favorite friend, Mr. Myron Gaines. Oh, look, it's blacks doing what blacks do, loot in time of chaos. I'm ashamed to share the same skin color as some of these stupid ass ends. Uh, well, look who's looting. Now, you want to know what's funny about this picture, right? And this is what's been going.
Myron said, "Shut up."
Did he?
Myron
Dang.
said, "Nope."
He's doing himself.
Anzo, you see
Myron
what's
said,
happening?
"Nope, not today. Not today."
Yeah, Anzo, they didn't drop you out. Yep.
In fact, I clicked
Speak
the
for my
wrong
truth over
one.
here.
That guy looks like he's in his neighborhood. Doesn't look like there's any stores around there.
He's not looting, bro. He's taking stuff from his sister's apartment. That's what he's doing. There's a video, and we'll get into it next week because I know we kind of went over the time a little bit. Yeah, but there's a video that explains the sisters talking on the news saying, no, like they told us we had to evacuate, and my brother and his friends came over and they were taking our stuff from the apartment. But of course, you have this clown saying black people are looting again.
What a
It's
idiot.
it just drives me crazy, and it's not him that started it. I can't remember who started it. But
he's on board.
Yeah, he's on board with it 100%. Yeah, I did find Nzo myself.
And
Go ahead,
I found that out too, Anzo, because now there were some humans that were looting, right? But it wasn't them, the one that's being constantly circulated, right? It wasn't them. So to me, if you do stuff like that, I feel like you better be right, because now you're putting them in a terrible light for something that just is the complete opposite of what you are telling individuals. Like now, let's say for whatever reason, if that were passed down to me before, the lady was talking about, oh yes, I had them go in there and get the items and everything, I'd be like, damn, okay, my bad. I thought they were doing something bad. I apologize for that. Like I would feel bad because, my position would be coming at it like, why the fuck are you looting? That's bad. Don't do that. You should be helping, not, causing further damage, right? So I don't like when something like that happens, regardless of the skin color. That shouldn't happen to anyone, that you are using them and just really creating this negative discussion around them.
100%. And especially, like you said, sure, there's going to be looting. We all know that. There's going to be people, because you said earlier, there's shitty people on both sides, right? But let's not pretend that there ain't no white people out there looting just as much. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I mean, yeah. There's more of them than us, right? So, I remember, I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was telling one of my friends, white guy, and I was like, look, man, I was like, sure, I can enjoy me some watermelon, but I'm like, you white people buy that more than we do because it's more you than us. So, and then he started laughing. He was like, that is 100% facts, Steve. He's like, you're right. I'm like, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
No, I feel you. I feel you. JG, your thoughts. And then Roberto, then we
Yeah,
close
man. If
out.
I'm that guy, I'm suing the hell out of him. I'm suing him, taking all that millions he claimed, whatever he claims he has, I'm taking it all. Now, when you post my picture, you misconstrue what happened, and you paint me in a negative light. Not me, but our people in a negative light by claiming to be a skin color. You sometimes don't even say you are yourself until the time is right. And so, no, I'm suing you. I'm suing the hell out. I'm taking everything. I'm buying my sister a new house, a place with that money. I'm getting myself together with that money. And you're going to learn. You're not going to just come at us with lies like that.
Facts.
Especially out there. Hell, I'd be out there looting too if I could. If I can get away with that shit, we all probably out there grabbing stuff. Right? And plus, stores they got insurance anyway. They'll make up for it. So, yeah, it's a shame, man. This guy is. What makes it worse, people believe it.
Yeah.
People believe it.
The whole world believes it, because like I said, before I got the correct information, I was just like, all I said was, oh, that's terrible. They shouldn't do that. But I didn't say, man, I'm ashamed to be black, Anzo. I did these damn humans, like, oh man, I would never say I'm ashamed to be black. It's just those are some ignorant, but obviously that was not the case. So to me, that is really messed up that happened to them.
Absolutely. Roberto, final thoughts?
Not really.
Shifty said we also buy more fried chicken. Yeah, that's because we make our own fried chicken. You know what I mean? We at home frying up our chicken. You guys going to KFC and killing off Popeyes. Well, black people kill Popeyes too. You know what I mean? But
in regards to that guy showing the looting,
yeah,
there should be some kind of proof check. That if they don't do that, they should be held liable before they put that shit on the internet. It's time this shit get policed because they're ruining people's lives, man.
Facts, 100%. And you got these people out here who are struggling and trying to do the best for their family and helping out their families. And what are you doing? You're saying that these people are looting and putting them on there. And you know what's funny? That, and I didn't show it, but the DEI one was actually retweeted by Elon Musk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait. What happened with Elon Musk?
He was the one who retweeted the DEI stuff, right? So I'll show it here, right here. Like, this is what I say. They blaming fires on DEI, and Elon Musk retweeted, DEI means people die. That's Elon Musk right there.
And I'll say this because you brought him up. Because I've had some humans ask me my thoughts on Elon Musk, and I just made it simple. I was just like, I respect the fact that he is worth more than $400 billion and that he builds robots and he's trying to create Star Trek in real life. And he's probably the closest thing to Reed Richards that we're ever going to get. But I don't know him personally, so I can't really tell you if he's a good human being or not. I don't know.
Fact. Well, it should go on Twitter. He's not. And Dandelion said, instead, social media sites are doing less fact checking. That is correct. They're trying to save money, so they're firing all their fact checking and they're doing the community note thing. And I didn't know that the community notes could be edited and added by anybody. I didn't know that. Yeah. So you can still get false information. Got one more joke here to go before we close the night, and then we will say goodnight.
What do you got shoved in there? Nothing. You've got nothing shoved in your pants right here. I can see a bulge right there. That's not normal. That's not normal. What do you have right there? This is your chance to be honest, okay? What do you have stuffed in your pants? I can see both times I okay. It's not funny.
Lean back. Hey, listen.
I'm listening.
Why don't we just make this a lot more difficult than it needs to be?
I was trying to go home.
I know
Facts,
that
Dandelion.
ship has sailed, and you still might get a chance to go home. But if you're going to play this game and have dope stuff down in your pants,
I don't have dope.
so what do you have? Because I can see it, she can see it, she can feel it. So what is it? And don't tell me it's your pussy, because I don't want to hear that.
You want some OnlyFans?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Sometimes in life,
She kind of thick though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like it's definitely a possibility that it's fat. You know what I mean? But that's
That
the
fat?
show. Huh?
That fat?
Yeah. Yeah, Roberto. Yeah, trust me.
sometimes in life.
That's not a poom poom. That's a pom pom.
Dandelion said, "What was in her pants? Nothing. It was her poo poo."
No, it's her pom pom.
Pom pom. You know
Pom pom. Never heard that song? She not on the poom poom. She have a pom pom.
Facts.
Terrence,
where can they?
No, I was saying you might want to leave her alone. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one that suck you in and get about 4 or 5 kids out of them.
Yeah, no, she wasn't hiding anything, Dandelion. She wasn't hiding anything. There's a theory that between the empty reservoir and the states of California ending fire insurance mortgages before it happened, that the fire was planned because they want to build a smart city by 2028. It could be impossible. It could be possible. And she said that's embarrassing for the cops. Facts, 100%. Terrence, where can they find you, sir?
Yep. Hello, humans. Terrence here. You can find me on T-Virus Terrence. And I I've been working on something with a friend of mine, Sean Stackhouse. You know, you can find us there on World's Finest Team Up. I've been working on that with him for the last 7 months, so it's rather new, and you know we're trying to turn it into something. So you can find me there, and then also on T Virus Terrence, where it's just me doing my thing. You never know what Terrence might do or talk about, but trust when I tell you that I'm going to say and do whatever I want, regardless of what channel I'm on.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck with that. I'm surprised it actually lasted 7 months. But I seen it there a couple months ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." You know what I mean? But be glad it lasted as long as it did, because it won't last that much longer. Roberto, where can they find you, sir?
Wait, what you mean? What you mean? Wait, what you mean?
What did they hit on you, T?
Yeah, what you mean? Hold on. What you mean?
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. Roberto, where can they find you?
You can find me here Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my boys, them getting shit off our chests. And as I said, you can find us Saturdays, not for very long, if not anymore, because football is soon done on square one, but we're looking forward to 2025 season. And that's it, yo.
Absolutely. One last comment is Dandelion saying the reservoirs are empty for maintenance because now is the time of year least likely to have fires. Other reservoirs are well above normal capacity. Absolutely. JG, you know what to do, brother.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undisputed final boss of the 36 Champions of Shaolin. What? Thank you all for tuning in for this fire stream as usual. The O.O.C with the host Nzo, aka the Abbot, and the Osiris of the the Spliff King, and the Professor of Gunja, alongside the co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry. And be sure to catch us Saturdays on Square One, which won't be long, but hey, 2025 Niner season. With the amazing, the outstanding, the charismatic, always man of the hour, Dr. Stacey Illis, because he suffers from that realness. If you smell what Danny's cooking, and please check out T-Virus. That man is fun. He's honest, really good, genuine guy. Love his work, man. He's doing great things, still doing great things. Check him out. And Mitio, GGC, Alleyways, Pour Me Luna. Single coming out, album gonna be coming out soon. Check me out. I'll post it here first thing when it's finished on the O.O.C.
Nice.
I was just about to say, we better get fucking first dibs. You know what I mean?
I mean, I got a rough draft of it. We still doing some editing. If you want to listen to it backstage,
Yeah, I'll take a listen backstage. But I'm saying when it's done, it's gonna premiere here on the O.O.C. That's facts, 100%. That's what we do over here. So we're gonna push that shit to the fullest. Who else better to do it than us, say, Roberto?
the show.
El Canada.
Facts. So it better not be weak, JG. Better
Well,
not
you
come
know,
with no whack.
that look, nothing I do is weak. You hear me? Nothing I do is weak. If it's weak, it's because you're a hater.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything. I want to leave JG alone tonight. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Much appreciated. We will see you on the next one. Peace, love, and hair grease.